Happy Thursday to all of my Listen and Learn classes. Today is our domain assessment. We will be going over the early Asian civilizations we have been studying in class. This is your opportunity to show me what you have learned and what you know about early Asian civilizations. There will be several parts to this assessment today. We will start off with part 1. I'm going to say a sentence using a word you have heard in the read-alouds. First, I will say the word, then I will use it in a sentence. I'm going to pause right here to give you the opportunity to make sure you have clicked on the name of your homeroom teacher and you have typed in your own name, showing me that you're ready to move on. If you have not already done so, please do so now. You can press pause on the video while you complete that part. Then we will continue on with part 1. If I use the word correctly in my sentence, you will click the smiley face. If I do not use the word correctly, you will click the frowny face. I will say each sentence 2 times. Let's do number 1 together. Number 1, fertile. If soil is fertile, it means it is very difficult to grow any crops in it. Number 1, fertile. If soil is fertile, it means it is very difficult to grow any crops in it. You will click the frowny face for that first question because that is not true. Number 2, you will do the rest of the questions on your own independently. Number 2, Indus River. The Indus River was the most important river in ancient Egypt. Number 2, Indus River. The Indus River was the most important river in ancient Egypt. Number 3, Hinduism. Hinduism is one of 2 religions started in India long ago and is practiced by millions of people in the world today. Number 3, Hinduism. Hinduism is one of 2 religions started in India long ago and is practiced by millions of people in the world today. Number 4, sacred. If something is sacred, like a sacred place, it means it is holy and is important to people in the practice of their religion. Number 4, sacred. If something is sacred, like a sacred place, it means it is holy and is important to people in the practice of their religion. Remember that if I am going too fast, you can press pause, think about the question, answer the question, and then press play in the video again so that you can move on to the next question if you would like more think time. Number 5, pious. The pious man followed all the rules of his religion, including being kind and generous to everyone he met. Number 5, pious. The pious man followed all the rules of his religion, including being kind and generous to everyone he met. Number 6, Diwali. Diwali is the name of a river in ancient India. Number 6, Diwali. Diwali is the name of a river in ancient India. Number 7, Buddhism. Buddhism is one of 2 religions started in India and is practiced by millions of people in the world today. Number 7, Buddhism. Buddhism is one of 2 religions started in India and is practiced by millions of people in the world today. Number 8, conquer. The girl was able to conquer her fear of high places after she was able to climb up the tall ladder. Number 8, conquer. The girl was able to conquer her fear of high places after she was able to climb up the tall ladder. Number 9, Yellow and Yangtze Rivers. The Yellow and Yangtze Rivers were 2 of the most important rivers in ancient China. Number 9, Yellow and Yangtze Rivers. The Yellow and Yangtze Rivers were 2 of the most important rivers in ancient China. Number 10, defense. Applying water to your skin before going out to play in the sun is a good defense against sunburn. Number 10, defense. Applying water to your skin before going out to play in the sun is a good defense against sunburn. Now, I'm going to read more sentences using other words you have heard in the read alouds. If I use the word correctly in my sentence, click the smiley face. If I do not use the word correctly in my sentence, click the frowning face. I will say each sentence 2 times. If you would like to hear the sentence more than 2 times, you may pause on the video, rewind, and play that part of the video again. Number 11, source. The source of the river is the part that is in the middle. Number 11, source. The source of the river is the part that is in the middle. Number 12, represents. Each star on the U.S. flag represents one of the states. Number 12, represents. Each star on the U.S. flag represents one of the states. Number 13, unjust. An unjust punishment is one that is unfair. 13, unjust. An unjust punishment is one that is unfair. 14, durable. A durable material is one that will fall apart easily and not last very long. Number 14, durable. A durable material is one that will fall apart easily and not last very long. 15, eager. The cookies in the oven smelled so delicious, the baker was eager to taste one. Number 15, eager. The cookies in the oven smelled so delicious, the baker was eager to taste one. This concludes part 1 of your domain assessment, showing me what you know about early Asian civilizations. We will now be moving on to part 2 of the assessment. Part 2 is the part where you are going to label the map of Asia, just like we did together yesterday. You should use the map I have on the wall as a resource and use it to help you label the different parts on the map. Remember on your map that the mountains are the parts of the map where it looks like there is a triangle. Many triangles together, that represents mountain ranges. The parts on your map that represent rivers are the ones that kind of look like a chain all together. There are different blanks on your map for where you can fill in the words. All of the words have a spot except for the countries India and China. So this will end up looking exactly how we did it together yesterday during our review, but today you'll be doing it independently. And remember, feel free to use the map on the wall as a resource. That is perfectly okay. You will be using the word bank at the bottom of your map, directly below your map, as a resource. So I'm going to go through those words so that we can remember what those words are. Put your finger on the first word on the first line, and we will slide down that line, and I will read each word to you, and then we'll move down to the next line. If you get confused at all during this portion, please raise your hand so that Miss Walton can help you. The first word in your word bank is Asia. Asia. The second word is India. India starts with an I. The third word is China. China starts with a C. The fourth word is Himalayas, meaning the Himalayan mountains. That word starts with an H. Himalayas. The next word, the fifth word on that top line, says Bankalas, meaning the Bankala Mountains, and that word starts with a B. Now you're going to slide your finger down to the second line so I can read those words to you. The first starts with an I, and it says Indus River. Indus River. The second starts with a G, and it says Ganges River. Ganges River. The third starts with a Y, and it says Yellow River. Yellow River. The fourth also starts with a Y, and it says Yangtze River. Yangtze River. Now, you will need to make sure that you have written your name on your map where it says name. Then you will look to the top where we put the title, just like we did yesterday, and you will write the title, which is the name of the continent. And then you will label the mountains, rivers, and countries that you learned about in this domain. You should reference the word bank below to help you remember how to spell these words. If you can't remember what order, you can rewind this video and go back through the order again to know what the word is saying. Then you will write it on the line that goes with the word, showing where that river or mountain or country is on our map. It should look exactly like how we did it yesterday together. Please remember to use the map on the wall as a resource. If you have questions, you will give a silent hand in the air so that Miss Walton can help. If you are ready to start on your map, you can press pause in the video. You can rewind the video to listen to these directions again the whole time you are working on your map. That way you can hear the directions again and hear Miss Walton read the word bank to you again, but you will have to rewind the video to that part and listen. Okay? You can do that as many times as you need until you complete the map, until you finish the map. After you are done with that, you are going to go back to your Chromebook and finish the typing questions on your Chromebook. This will be for part 3. So after you finish your map, you have completed part 2. Part 3 will be the typing questions on your Chromebook. So press pause until you are ready to move on to part 3. During part 3, you may use your sentence starters on the piece of paper that you wrote at the beginning of class to help you in completing these questions. If you find it easier to write out the answer to the questions on paper, you may do so, but then I encourage you to then also try typing them so that we can have it on our assessment. Again, you can write the answer to the questions on the paper with the sentence starters that you have, but you can also then type exactly what you've written into the document for your assessment that you're using on Google Classroom. You'll need to write at least one complete sentence to answer each question. You may pause after I read the question, type out or write out your answer, and then once you have completed it, you may press play to move on to the next typing question. I will read each question twice. You may use any of the resources on the walls in our room, any of the anchor charts or maps to help you answer these questions. Number 1, who was Confucius? Number 1, who was Confucius? You will use your sentence starter that says Confucius was, and then you will finish that sentence by adding in your own thoughts, and make sure you put a period at the end of your sentence. Press pause in the video, or you can rewind to hear me read those directions again, but do not press play until you have completed answering number 1. Number 2, describe either the Chinese New Year or Diwali. Number 2, describe either the Chinese New Year or Diwali. For this question, you're going to pick Chinese New Year or Diwali, and you're going to tell me what you remember about those two holidays. You may use your sentence starters, and remember to press pause until you have completed this question. Number 3, how were rivers important to the development of early Indian and early Chinese civilizations? Number 3, how were rivers important to the development of early Indian and early Chinese civilizations? So for this question, you are going to tell me why all those 4 rivers, the Indus River, the Ganges River, the Yellow River, and the Yangtze River, why were those rivers so important in having different civilizations develop around them? Why were they important to the people around there? Remember to press pause and finish writing out and then typing out this question, and then press play whenever you are done to hear the last question. Number 4, what is the most interesting thing you learned about Hinduism or Buddhism, and why? Number 4, what is the most interesting thing you learned about Hinduism or Buddhism, and why? You may reference the Hinduism and Buddhism anchor chart on the wall to help you answer this question. Remember to use your sentence starter and press pause on the video until you are done writing and typing out the answer to this question, and then press play once you have completed it and it's all typed up. After typing in all the answers to your questions using those complete sentences, double check that you have answered every question on the assessment and that all of your typing questions have a period at the end. Make sure there are spaces between your words. Ms. Walton can help you with that. If you're not sure how to do that, just raise your hand. Now, after you have pressed submit, you need to raise your hand to make sure that Ms. Walton got your assessment and that it actually went through and you pressed submit. After I tell you, yep, you're all good, I'll have you turn in your map and your writing responses. Make sure your name is on both of those. And then you may get on Exact Path reading. On Exact Path reading. Thank you, friends, for an awesome Domain 2 assessment. Congratulations. You'll learn about our new domain tomorrow. Great work, second graders.